This is a tutorial for how to play the electric part in Jesus is Better. Now, I'm playing on acoustic because electric's unavailable to me right now. And the original song is in C, and so we would normally capo on the 5th fret if you're going to play G relative to the capo. But we're going to play it in A, so we're going to capo on the 2nd fret and then actually play in G with the capo. So every note fret that I talk about is going to be relative to the capo, not the actual fret. So the electric part there's a little bit to it. Okay, so it starts off, and it's altered. I've altered it a little bit to be easier than it really is. So it starts off in this G position. On the E string, you're hitting 3rd fret. So what I just did there was on the E string, low E string, I'm playing 3rd fret, and then open A string, 2nd fret, and then open E string. That's the altered part. And then the same thing, open A, and then the 2nd fret A, back to the E string with on the 3rd fret. And then I'm just hitting these 3, the B, the G, and the D open. And then the second time I do the exact same thing, only instead of I hit on the B string, I'm not playing the 3rd fret. So it's pretty easy, pretty... I messed that up, even as easy as that is. Second time through. That's the intro there. Let me just pull up the song so I have it in front of me. So what you're going to be doing is admittedly quite a bit of your own, it's your own discretion since there's no real part. What he's doing is he's switching between the G and the C, and he's playing little, seconds and things like that. So he's going like, there's no weather. So he's doing little, if you do, and just little different things to accent it. Not too much, you're just doing little bits. So just playing different chords within it. If you're not sure what to play, just play some of those notes in there. Something like that. Maybe not quite as busy as what I did, but do some little hammer-ons. Not fast like that. And then, on the chorus, that's when you have something different to play, something a little more complicated. So you move your fingers up here to the 8th fret, the top 2 strings. So I'm using my ring, my middle finger, my ring finger here on the B and E respectively. You can just keep your middle finger on the 7th fret ready because you're lifting that off, and then you're going down here, and then you go. So you're only going to be playing these top 2 strings, but let me show you the entire fingering, because later on when it gets a little heavier you'll want to use all three of the top strings. So you're barring with your my pointer finger here on the 8th fret relative to the capo again, and then I'm hitting on this G string, I'm hitting the 9 with my middle finger. That's the first chord, and then the second chord is like a D shape, only you're up here on the 7th, 8th, and 7th again. So it's, and then you're hitting like you would do, kind of like a chord there. Well, it is a chord. 7, 7, and 5. 7, 7, 5. And then you go back to that 7, 8, 7. And then back to the beginning. And then, but instead of moving, you want to hit your, sorry, and then you're going down, you would go down to this D shape, but you want this here. So I would say, and then just slide this down, and then, so you're like in this position, but put your pinky there. So it's 7, 8, 10. And then you just remove your ring finger because you're already barred. So all together goes. But again, don't play that bottom note. You only want to play the top notes. You don't want it to be too much. You're just adding an accent onto it. So it's. Get it? And you play along again. Glory, glory, oh, we raise the anthem, how loud His praises ring, we crown Him Lord of all. And then end on the, or actually, rather than that, go back to the, let the chords ring as much as possible. Now, for the second verse, you're not doing much on the "Your kindly rule has shattered and broken the curse of sin's tyranny," but you are chugging these chords. My life is hidden neath heaven's shadow, your crimson flood covers me. So give a little bit of a palm mute. Your crimson flood covers me. And then when it goes back to the chorus, now you're using all three of these. Glory, glory. You can do like that. Use your discretion. Oh, I messed it up. I just added some stuff there. You can do that if you want. Now, rather than do the guitar solo, forget it. It's not difficult, but you have to know how to play slide guitar, and I'm not going to force you to do that. So now the bridge has its own little thing. So we've learned the verse. It's very simple. The chorus is not too difficult. With a little bit of practice you can get it. Like, I haven't practiced and I still can play it decent. Now the bridge, normally is with a slide guitar, but you're just going to go. You're playing. This is on the G string here, and you're playing on the 5th fret, and then you slide down to nothing. That's the real note that you want to hit, the open G. So it's kind of a hard thing, so let me scroll down here. So, in all my sorrows, Jesus is better, make my heart believe. In every victory, Jesus is better, make my heart believe. You're not playing anything. And then you're coming in on the then any comfort, Jesus is better. Then any comfort, Jesus is better, make my heart believe. And then you go. Now you're up to the 9th fret here. You're going from the 4th to 9th. So that's a little tricky there. If you want to use your middle finger, I'm already here, so it makes it hard to do. You might want to start your ring finger, do those slides. And then with your ring finger, because you want that. You might be easier to do it with your middle finger. I don't know. Whatever's easier for you. You see what I'm doing there? You can figure that out, I'm sure. I don't want to go through all the... You want to for some reason my finger hurts right now, so I'm having a hard time pressing it down. But you want to leave those notes open as much as possible. And then you're doing it again. More than all riches, Jesus is better, make my heart believe. You can go. You can play with that open E. You can go back to that. So let's simplify it. So I'll play it again. Then any comfort, Jesus is better, make my heart believe. Then riches, Jesus is better, make my heart believe. Then our souls. I would go back down to this. Now you can play double up on these strings, so you can play the B and the G. Our souls declaring Jesus is better. But then you're gonna have to play the 3rd fret on the B this time if you want to. And then you just go. Sorry. Why am I hitting? Oh man, I'm totally messing this up. I'm so sorry. I'm hitting now. Now I'm going. So this is a 12th fret on the B string, and then the 10th fret on the E, and then I'm moving it up 2 frets. No, moving the E string up 2 frets to the 12th fret, and then the 13th fret on the B string. So and now we just switch between these. That's when the song's getting more intense. Lay my arms in thee. And then you go back to that glory, glory thing where it's glory, glory, and no other King, that Jesus, Lord of all. I know I rushed it, but I'm not worried about tempo. So the end, it really just stops, where it'll be like, or rather, not the entire chord, just enough to add some depth to it. So that's about it. I know that was a very long tutorial, a whole lot there. Hopefully you can make sense of it. Alright, thank you.